What's up, traders? Today is Wednesday, June 29th, and I want to talk about one stock behavior that when I see it, I'm just like, I want to stop trading. I want to throw in the towel and walk away. I also want to talk a little bit about penny stocks and ALNA near the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Let's go to the trading chart right now, and boom, boom, there we are. So this is NRSN. This is one of the tickers we are trading today. And right now, I gotta say, it's crawling up kind of nicely. I know that Tom is right now watching this one like a hawk, but there's a reason I'm done. I don't want to touch this ticker, and I've been seeing this across the board today. And that is when you look to the left of a ticker and all you see is flushes, there's a good chance it's going to keep on flushing. And NRSN is no exception. TRVI was even more aggressive in that regard. So I just don't want to get stuck in a situation where I just give back 10% for no reason when I knew I should have walked away. Not to mention it's already 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I just don't even want to trade anymore. Actually, it's kind of funny because I actually got stuck right here in this setup. I bought the pullback, which I never really want to be buying a ranging pullback. On the 5-minute, this is a ranging setup right here. We have support roughly around 295, around this 9 EMA. We have big resistance around like 315 or so. So I was buying high here. I was thinking, okay, it was an official 5-minute breakout right here in this area, and I was looking for that continuation, but we didn't get it, and then it flushed on me. And so a little bit, this one was my mistake. It wasn't like a classic front side like this is. When you look to your left here, there's nothing, right? Empty space, the void. And that's what I like. I like that potential for blue sky setup. I like that when nobody looks to the left, people are like, this happened before. I want to be a little bit careful. So in this area, not so good. But in this area, I got quite aggressive, and that actually paid out pretty nicely. So I think on NRSN, I actually don't remember. Am I red on this one? I am red. I made a little bit of here, and then I gave it all back here in this one. So boom, I'm down $100 on NRSN. I'm up today $600 overall because I think I walked away not necessarily early, but I was like, there's some setups that were just too risky today. And I think by not trading those setups allowed me to be green. And then trading some of them like TRVI or NRSN that I just said, got me a little bit in the red. So let's go to TRVI first, and then let's explore this ticker a bit more as well. And because this one flushed as well, pretty heavy. We have a pretty, at the market open, and down here is the daily for anyone that's new, and over here is the 5-minute. I don't often go over it in detail just because we do quite a lot of recaps here, and I don't want to sound like a broken record player, but yeah, for anyone's new, daily, 5-minute, 1-minute, this is my trading screen. Yeah, let's dive into it. So yeah, ticker opens up right here and then tries to test VWAP and it flushes. Now, I usually don't trade a stock until it's over VWAP. I want to be trading aggressive front sides. I want to be trading where the ticker is over the 9 EMA on the 1-minute and on the 5-minute. So over here, that's clearly exactly what I'm looking for. See, over VWAP, over the 5-minute 9 EMA, and over the 1-minute 9 EMA. So that's what I'm looking for. In this area, I'm not looking at it yet, but eventually it does have that nice break above VWAP, and I trade the first pullback here. Unfortunately, I didn't get my fill, only got 1,000 shares. So that was a little bit frustrating. I quickly close and then kind of wiggle my way around here a little bit. I will go for this pullback and it pops. This is probably one of the better setups today on TRVI. It was a nice VWAP breakout, 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback, got the pop. But then I didn't want to, it was crawling up here again. It pulled back a little bit. I bought this one, a little bit scalpy trade. But at this point, I just kind of walked away here fairly quick because I didn't want to overstay my welcome. I knew how sketchy these tickers were and how flushy they were. Again, a similar situation happens here. VWAP breakout, I buy the pullback, but I'm not sizing in like I would be in a really hot market or a really hot day where I would be sizing into this looking for the breakout. On a day like today, when you see all these flushes happen across the board on all different tickers, that's when you're like, let me go ahead and call it because it's just really dangerous out there, and the risk reward today is negative. So the longer I trade, most likely the more money I'm going to lose because as a long bias trader. As a short trader, this is a day you might be wanting to get extra aggressive. But for me, on a day like today, I just know I'm going to do a lot of mistakes. Now, there's one thing on TRVI I do want to point out, and that is right here in the morning. It was actually pretty nice. This big volume candle was the indicator I need to walk away. This was a big red candle, so I didn't trade any of the range right here. But this front side was actually quite nice. So the ticker pops up, and we start trending higher here really, really nicely. And there was one setup that I I was looking at when I was documenting my trades today, and I was like, Alex, why did you not trade this way more aggressive? So I trade. There was a nice breakout here, big 5-minute breakout. We're at $2.50 right now, so that was right in this area. And this is what caught my attention. Volume was a little bit light though, so that wasn't amazing. So that's why I was a little hesitant. I bought this pullback here with pretty decent size, 4,000 shares. So I'm like, I don't know, this is like a $13,000 position size. It pops up, takes some profits, and then it pops down here again, and I start sizing up. This is where I made my mistake. I should have went freaking YOLO. I should have went 20, 30,000 shares. Okay, no, take that back. I should have went 20,000 shares, definitely not 30,000 shares, because I'll tell you, I don't ever want to be over 5% of the average volume per 1 minute candle. So that would have put me way over the average if I was at that level of $30,000. But here in this area, I should have been sizing. Now, why would I want to be sizing in this area? Well, we have pullback number 1 after the big initial breakout, and kind of this stock is on our radar now. It's up 15%. Well, it's still kind of light. It has light volume though, so that makes me a little bit nervous. But look how this pullback is quite aggressive. It makes like a pretty solid little bowl shape right here. But this one is a classic flag. So we have this one, which is like a really classic pullback, like that, and then this one. Notice the shape here, how it kind of has a pullback, but the floor gets bought up much more aggressively. That's a very bullish sign. I think maybe what geeked me out here a little bit was the high red volume. Who knows? But this is a really good sign when the second pullback is the floor is getting bought up and the price is trending up higher and higher and higher. That's a really good indicator there might be a breakout. And that's exactly what happened. So right here from the low to the high, that was a 12% move. I should have slayed this move. There wasn't a lot of volume. That was really the big problem, but still, I should have done much better here. I think I walked away with like $300 profit on this one, and then I made a little bit more here in this area. So TRVI, I'm walking away the most green on, but really, TRVI, I could have done a lot better on that one. Now let's talk about these two tickers, and then we'll talk about these penny stocks and sub dollars. So we reviewed NRSN. We just talked about TRVI. Let's go to CANF. Here it is. And let's see how this one performed. Also, a very top-heavy ticker. Popped up here. Volume was a little bit light for a $1 stock, definitely. I mean, we should be seeing 400,000 shares being traded per minute easy. Daily, a lot of resistance here, so that's not very nice. 5 minute, yeah, it's struggling. It's at this area was still okay, but then it really, faded very quickly. And it wasn't able to break this big area. And this is where I was kind of getting ready for that big breakout. But at the same time, I was a little bit cautious here for sure. I kind of took my profits and then just walked away. And when VWAP was broken, I no longer was looking at this ticker. I wasn't trying to do any sort of bounce trade. Although I gotta say, back in the day, this used to be one of my favorite setups. When there's a big kind of sell-off and then we find really, really big multi-day support. You can see how this area was mapped out. Big support here, big support here. We touched that area and bounced 6% perfectly off of it. But a reason I don't do that anymore, one, backslide just hasn't been paying off for me that well. And then second reason is just because like volume's usually fading and you're really going against the trend and just a negative risk reward strategy. So it's not my favorite, especially if I want to size up. So if I want to start doing $100,000, $200,000, this is really not the strategy to be doing that with. So that's another reason I've kind of threw that strategy in the back burner. And that's why I'm really aggressive on the front side now. CBIO, or pretty much the only thing I'm trading. This ticker I'm unfortunately red on, and I got stuck in a flush on this one as well. Not like your classic really, really bad flush, but it was right here in this area. I was late to the party right here. Make sure the daily zoomed in a little bit more in the 5 minute. I was buying this pullback. I was late to the 5 minute breakout, 1 minute pullback here, popped up 9%. I chased. I started buying high. I started buying, averaging down. I was like ready for it to rocket here, but then it flushed and I sold here, and this was kind of annoying, frustrating one. So that was a pretty solid loss. Luckily, my size wasn't ginormous on it. This was a little bit unnecessary because volume, again, wasn't like great. It was pretty okay here in this area at 300,000, but there was huge resistance at $2. So that was just too aggressive of a trade for sure. So I guess with the opportunity we had today, ending 628 up on the day isn't really that bad. And again, I can't complain so much about it. Here you can see my stats a little bit more in detail. I'll throw them up really quickly. And let's see, my average size here is $6,000. I just want that to be a little bit more. But again, today was not the day to really make that happen. And then just right here really quickly with my running P&L, it's kind of like a gap and go ticker. We have the gap, we have the consolidation pre-market, and we were waiting for that market open rally, and we didn't see it. So that's really funny. My charts right here are literally how the tickers performed today. We had some really quick moves from like 7 to 8, and then 8 o'clock we had nothing. I tried a few trades, and then the market opened. I tried a little bit more, but we didn't get that continuation. So I was really ready for it. We didn't get it, and that's just how it is. So be it. And you know what? I just realized that tomorrow is going to be the last trading day for me in June, because, well, actually for everyone in June, but for me for this week. Friday I won't be online. I'm going to be traveling to the south of Germany, so Thursday is my last trading day. Plus, the reason I'm doing that is because Monday the markets are closed, 4th of July. And I always make all 3-day weekends a 4-day weekend by taking the day before. So if Friday's off, I'll take Thursday off, and then I'll only have a 3-day trading weekend. But this time Monday's off, so I'll be taking Friday off, and that's why Thursday is my last trading day this week. Now let's talk about penny stocks and ALNA, the last thing I wanted to review here. Oh boy, and I just realized I've been saying the wrong ticker this whole time. ALNA, not ALAN. So my mistake there. Anywho, this ticker, sub-dollar, penny stock, classic, actually doing a pretty nice move today. And I gotta say the volume was more or less there for sure, especially after the market opened, and it was a really nice front side. Now I do tend to avoid these sub-dollar stocks. They're just not my bread and butter. I find the tickers between $2 and $7 to have a lot more consistency. A lot more traders are looking at them, and there's a big reason for that. So Ross Cameron, a classic, really well-known momentum day trader, for example, he uses Lightspeed, and Lightspeed charges per trade plus per share. So the second you start doing penny stocks or sub-dollars, whatever you want to call it, it's going to start costing you a lot of money in commission. And if you're just, churning shares and you're not really getting a lot of good trades, you just might be, costing yourself $2,000 in commission just trading this one without any potential to really make money. Now that's if you're trading Ross Cameron size position. For me, it'd be much less, but still this would just be really expensive, because at this point, I'm trading an exponential amount of share size. So yeah, that's why I tend to avoid ALNA and other sub-dollar penny stocks. Not to mention on a day like today where it's extra flushy, it was an extra reason where I wanted to go ahead and avoid them. You can see there was a pretty nasty failed move right here. Also, just remember we were talking about ranging tickers where when you look to the left, right here, this is a ranging ticker right now. At this point, we have rough support right around 0.37. We have big resistance, I would probably argue around 0.4. This ticker hits 0.4 and then just flushes right back down 13%. So really dangerous once you start trading tickers in the range. But for me, that one stock behavior that when I see it, I'm like, I got to get out of here, are those flushes. So if it's a very flushy day, keep that in mind. Other traders might be leaving early. If you're green, take the green. Maybe go ahead and call it, because that's definitely what I do. I did stick around longer today, but I traded with the anticipation that stocks were going to flush, and I think that kept me fairly safe today. So I'm going to go ahead and call it with my $628 profit. Hopefully tomorrow we get a little bit more consistent action. I would love to see that. If not, also okay. It is kind of like a holiday week in a way, as it's going to be a 3-day weekend. So I always want to keep that in mind. I feel like I don't do really well on these kind of weeks. I don't have a real reason for it, but my theory is that traders are just traveling. There's a lot of people traveling, there's bankers traveling, and there's just a lot less eyes on the market, so there's less consistency, so you get these big fake outs and flushes just like we saw today. So I want to be a little bit careful on these weeks with 3-day holiday weekends. All right guys, that's all for me. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning. Like always guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao.